Now the way we're using subgroups is very simply, we're only using 3. One of them's for the input to the Yamaha SPX 900, which is the effects module, and that always stays at 0 as we said in the effects video. So these other 2 are for the recording. So basically what we're using them for is to group together things from the mix, like microphones, guitars, bass, piano, things like that, and we're grouping them together and we're sending them all over to one of these. I'm actually sending it to both just as a backup plan, but we only really need to send it to one. So let's take number 3, so group 3. So let's say we've got the main microphone and we want that to record. So 3, which is 3 and 4, that's in. That's out now. It needs to be in. So whatever's in on 3 and 4 is going to be sent to the recording. So if we have a bass guitar, that's in. That's going to be sent to the recording. How about piano? So there, that's already in. If that was out, then piano wouldn't be recorded on the recording. So that's in. So that's on the recording. So that's pretty basic, really. That's how it works. So everything that's sent to subgroup 3 or group 3 is then all controlled on this fader, and the volumes are moved up together. So if I have this down, there's not going to be much coming into the recording, but when we turn it up, and we usually keep it at 0 again. So this is all set up so that everything will be recorded onto this computer, which we'll look at in another video. It's interesting to note that these buttons at the top, if this camera's going to focus, come on, there we go. Solo, we don't need to use that. We never need to use that. Mono, left and right, so that's just grouping. I think that's making the left and right channel into just mono, which means just one signal instead of a separate stereo signal of left and right. And the left, that's got to be pushed down, I believe, for it to work. Again, I'm not an expert on all this, but when these are pressed down, we get a recording. So it's the same with this number 7. It's just a copy of number 3. So these are pressed down, and anything that's sent to 7 or 7 and 8, because these work in pairs, remember, because these are stereo channels, left and right, but we only use one, so that's why we have this mono button pressed in, so it just groups it together, I think. Anything that's gone to 7 and 8 like this, effects unit, these are all pressed in, so these will be recording. So effectively could have 2 different recording mixers. What we could do is we could record all the guitars and the pianos and the other instruments on this, and we could record all the vocals on one of these. We don't need to do that, but that would be possible. So it's probably interesting to note that wherever the fader is, that's going to affect the recording. If the fader is down, it's going to affect the recording. So that's why it's important, obviously, to have the main speaker, whoever's speaking, to have them probably up somewhere around 0, so it's nice and loud. That way we get a good recording. So that's just something to know about. I think that's all for that.